his camcorder, that would be lovely. If you don't, I mean,
I'll throw the link
if I
to
get
it
issues, then it is what it is.
in the main
Yo,
government
Mancio, can I stay
Discord.
here? I've been waiting like weeks for this.
Fucking
Yeah,
guy
that's
trying to
fine.
peddle his Twitch.
Hello.
Battle line, man. What is this?
He's gonna take every chance he can to get content.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
if you can hear
You
us,
know
I
it.
recommend you just
Nope.
Okay. Order court now in session. Prosecution continue. From the beginning of your line of examination.
Okay, Mr. Sir,
Oh,
can
I
you say
can't
your
hear
name
you
for
now.
the, Oh my god!
Close your voice box and open it again. That might work.
I think it's because there's too many people here. I can't remember what the fix was for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Get rid of
We had
people.
that issue on the old island. I can't remember how we fixed it.
Unless you can just do priority speakers.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I think that's something the federal government would have to do.
Okay. Okay,
think
so can you say your
everyone that
name
needs
for the,
to- Everyone that needs to speak should close their voice box and open it again.
Officer,
And
can you
then-
deal with that fucking guy, dude? Holy
Wait,
shit.
He hit me
Alright,
first.
anyway.
Alright, can you state your name for the, courtroom, please, sir?
Officer, can you deal with that
Craig
guy in the white shirt?
Ojo.
Okay, Mr. Ojo. And, so the vehicle in question, or the gold Lamborghini that this court case is revolving around being scrapped, was that your vehicle?
Was.
Okay, and you had to remove that from the scrapyard, yes?
I did have to pay
Objection, Your Honor, correct outside
$80,000
evidence.
to retrieve
It's-
my vehicle
Hello?
from the scrap dealer.
Hold on.
He's a tight bastard.
Can you say that question again, Mazzini? What was it?
Can you
Yeah,
guys hear Marvin objecting?
I did hear Marvin.
I don't think Craig could. I think it was the whatever. Yes, the question, Your Honor, was Lamborghini from the scrapyard. How much did you have to pay pay to remove that?
$80,000.
And I just want to confirm that's 80,000 as in 80, and then three more zeros.
Yes.
Okay. And at any point, did you give anyone the authority to drive your Lamborghini that day?
I give many people authority to drive my Lamborghini. It is in a company garage.
Okay, let me specify then. Did you give Pierre Da Vinci, the defendant, the right
I
to drive
believe
it?
he is one of many.
You believe, or he is?
A lot of people have access to it, yes. He is.
Is he in your company?
No. But he has access whenever he needs it.
Okay. That is all for the prosecution.
Defense, if you would like to cross-examine.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah. I will.
Yeah, can you close your voice box and open it again?
Craig, it's Marvin. Can you hear me? Hello, Craig?
I can't
No.
hear you.
Bro, you wanna fucking match Clash Royale with me?
Restart your voice box, Marvin.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvin, sorry, not Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre's having brain issues. I don't think he's able to wake up.
Oh, fuck.
All fair.
He doesn't need to be questioned though or anything, so he's fine.
Right.
He's not a witness.
Well, this isn't going very well.
Yo,
Yo, it's okay, Mike. You got this. I believe in you.
I don't think I do, but
Oh my
Hello, can you
god.
hear me, Craig?
That
Yes, I
opening
can hear
statement
you.
kind of
Hello.
got me doubting, man.
please?
Hello? Craig?
yeah,
can you
my
hear me?
apologies. I'm not a professional
can you hear
legal
me?
counsel.
God. Nancy, or Your Honor, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh shit. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you.
Marvin, can you hear me?
Sir, especially turn the phone off.
Oh my god. One sec.
Stop that.
Hello? Hello?
Where you at, bro?
Can you not hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Hear me? Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Hello, hello.
Marv? Oh my god, I can't hear you.
He can't hear you, Marvin.
This is a fucking nightmare. Can you just relay
You
my
could
question?
repeat
It's
it to
one
me, Your
question,
Honor.
probably, or two.
What's your question? I'll relay it to you.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. Mr. Ojo, does Pierre DeVincky's consent to your vehicle stand consistently? Is there ever a time for which it concludes?
Mr. Ojo, does Pierre DeVincky's consent to your vehicle
Sorry.
To access your consent to access
To
your vehicle ever conclude, or is it constant?
does your consent to access or fuck?
Right.
Alright,
Take a break.
It's like
Take a breath.
fuck my life.
Your
Take a
Lambo have for Pierre
I can't hear that
give
guy either.
consistent approval of you.
Shut the fuck up,
Oh, I'm never doing this shit ever again, dude.
This is the worst court case.
Okay,
What the fuck is going on?
does your consent to your vehicle for Pierre DeVinky ever expire?
No.
Alright, we rest, Your Honor. I'm not even gonna bother with another one. Fucking boss.
Okay.
This is gonna be a quick case.
Prosecution, would you like to re-examine?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Prosecution, you don't have any witnesses to call up. In defense, you don't have any witnesses to call up. So we're going to go through the exhibits of the prosecution. The court acknowledges evidence A through E
I'm providing
of the
sustenance
prosecution.
to this community.
Prosecution, would you like to call up any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
That was my last one.
But people should probably stop throwing money up here. That'd be great. Thanks. Your Honor, prosecution requests to roam for the evidence discussion.
I allow it.
Okay. So prosecution would like to first bring up evidence A. So if everyone who needs it could have that open. Am I good to proceed?
You may.
Okay. So evidence A is a 3-minute clip from my body cam.
Can you open the door? Not yet.
At the beginning of the body cam, you can see a golden Lamborghini, which license plate comes back to Craig Ojo. This is the Lamborghini in question, and this is not being disputed by the defense. The Lamborghini leaves the scene. It goes up towards the hill. You can notice that in the body cam. It goes up towards the hill towards, I believe, his Deputy Freeman, towards his vehicle, which is being recovered, which is what Pierre was taking him to.
Can you show me the timestamps? You need to give me like time frames.
Yes,
Because
okay, so-
the video doesn't move that fast, unfortunately, Counselor.
Yes, I got you. Okay. So at 10 seconds in, there's a discussion between myself, Jamie Freeman, and Pierre. Pierre is inside the Lamborghini. Myself and Jamie Freeman are outside of it. There's a joke about scrapping the vehicle. This all happens around the 0 to 20 second mark. And
Okay,
then...
let me review it real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I watched up to 24 seconds.
Okay. So at 24 seconds, the vehicle starts to begin leaving the initial spot that the vehicle is at. You can see it continues driving up into the hill. This continues up until about 36 seconds, I believe, is when the body cam loses visual.
Okay.
Okay. Jamie Freeman's car is up on top of that hill, which is the vehicle they're going to. Then inside the body cam, I drive away. I'll skip to the next relevant part. I drive the vehicle away to where the rest of the deputies are. And then at 1:18, the golden Lamborghini is seen again. And if you recall, the defense argues that the Lamborghini was left on scene or that the Lamborghini never left. They specifically stated that Jamie Freeman claimed that it never left, which is not correct. Jamie Freeman did not claim that it never left. This fucking vehicle. And I'm just gonna
come on, get that piece of shit out of here.
turn my ears down. Jesus. So at 118, you can see the golden Lamborghini leaving
Get the car out of here, or you're gonna get arrested.
Oh my.
They're doing their job. Continue.
Leaving the northern crime base. You can see the golden Lamborghini in question leaving. This happens at 118.
Okay.
Open the door.
And then give me 1 second. And then if so at 152 in the body cam footage, I make a call to Pierre DeVinci again because I am attempting to save him from committing any crime that might lead to the removal of him or suspension of him from the sheriff's department. I'm looking out for him here, which is when I make a call for him for, I believe this is the third or fourth time, but that's not really completely relevant. I make a call to him regarding not scrapping the vehicle. I'm telling him, let somebody else impound it. Don't scrap it. That's not you. That's not your job. I tell him I wouldn't scrap that if I were you specifically, is what I say, I believe. Which this happens at 154.
Okay.
Okay. This continues to 2 minutes, which is when there's a cut in the video. This is done to save time. Otherwise, there'd be a giant I think it was a 5-minute gap or less of me. I believe it was actually a 3-minute gap of me driving down to scrapyard because I believe this is what Pierre DeVinci was going to go do, which was scrap the vehicle. So I drove down to the scrapyard to investigate whether or not he actually would do so. At 2:19.
219.
Apologies, 1 second. I'm just double checking for the actual timestamp I'm looking for here, Your Honor.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
They said it was Jamie's vehicle. It was not Jamie's vehicle. It was my vehicle.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We get the cross.
If that black car pulls back over and starts revving his engine again, he's getting arrested. I've already warned him plenty enough.
That's crazy.
Okay. So this is the timestamp we're looking for. So at 2:28, if you look in the back left of the scrapyard coming from the northern side, you can see a silhouette of the vehicle coming in. You can see the vehicle slowly moving. It's a Lamborghini, so it's a little low, so it's hard to see exactly originally. But eventually you see the vehicle coming in. And then at 2:42, you can see the vehicle pulling up to the front of the scrap dealer, which is where you scrap the vehicles. And for anyone who's unaware of how that works, when you scrap a vehicle, it gets taken away, and the vehicle needs to be taken back out of the scrapyard. This is causing damages to the vehicle because now not only is the vehicle getting destroyed, but now the owner has to wait and they have to bring it back out. This is also a crime under Fisher's Island Penal Code. As you can see, Pierre in the video, or the defendant exits the vehicle and runs into the scrap dealer and scraps the vehicle. And then you can see the defendant running out of the, at 2:54-ish, you can see the defendant, he runs out of the scrap dealer area, and he does not have a mask on. I make that comment.
Can we hold the trial here for a second and someone go deal with that super right there? He's just driving in circles and being a twat.
I mean, I have my ears. I can't even hear him. I have it off.
Yeah,
But,
shift your O. Shift your O.
Yeah, shift your O.
Yeah.
to zero.
Put your earplugs in because these people are
Okay.
heathens.
Yeah, you can shift your O to like 0. You won't even hear anything.
Hey,
Actual-
John.
It's
Yeah.
been dealt with.
Actual losers need attention.
Okay.
Anyway.
Marshall, you're
So,
drunk. Go home.
that is the end of the video. However, in the video,
Dude,
I think
you
it's
keep
very
running
important
away
to.
every single time. Stop being a little wuss and let me arrest you.
It's very clear, or I want to make it clear that in the video, it is noticed when Pierre hops out of the vehicle, or the defendant allegedly, according to them, when he hops out of the vehicle, it is he is not wearing a mask. He is wearing a ERT swimmers, which is something that only very few members of the department are allowed to wear. That is either a command member, which the only command member awake at the time was not there and does not wear a beard.
Objection,
And actually,
wait, Your Honor. He's stating facts outside evidence, and he's not. There's nothing in evidence to indicate any of these statements.
Mr. Mazzini, you're not down as a witness, but you were there for the thing, right? So if you had someone question you on the stand about this as a witness, it would be beneficial to you, but you can't. That would be speculation, so sustain.
okay, so I can't make comments on who is allowed to wear this uniform, as I'm a member of SD and I'm a sergeant, so I know who's allowed to wear these things.
Thank you. The problem with it is you're not testifying
I'm
as
not
a
a witness,
witness.
gotcha.
You're the prosecutor, so you can only comment on the evidence stated before us. So if you don't testify as a witness or have someone testify as a witness, then you can't have evidence.
Did the judge pass a warning already?
Okay, can I approach for a second?
Sure. You can approach the bench. Defense. You can approach the bench too.
Yeah.
Even on? Is he on duty? Or around?
Someone open the door.
I love all these sits. It's so funny.
Lost a lot of people.
Allow me to question Mike and I'll fuck here, bro.
Hmm?
Allow me to question Mike and I'll screw the
Proud of you.
defense over.
Yeah. Okay, so prosecution's ready to discuss evidence B now.
So the defense will have a chance to cross-examine before we proceed. So we'll accept that you're done examining your Exhibit A. Defense, you can now cross.
Yes, Your Honor. So for Exhibit A, we're going to refer to the same initial timestamp he provided, which is 2 seconds. He claimed that Mr. DeVinci stated that he would scrap the vehicle, although he used the term impound, which is a firm distinction between scrapping and impounding. I'll let you watch that, I guess.
That's pretty much it? Okay.
Yeah, and then... Sorry, that's...
Continue.
No, I still have more. And then...
Yeah, more? Okay.
At 36 seconds, yeah, 36 seconds, the prosecution stated that we see the vehicle that belonged to Jamie Freeman, although we're not able to actually verify that this vehicle belongs to Mr. Freeman. Nor do we have a clear line of sight to that vehicle when Mr. Mazzini passes by. Just another note as well, the prosecution did not submit the official roster for FISD, so we're unable to confirm any of these individuals nor their call signs. And then... And then final timestamp, Your Honor, 1:50, 1 minute 50 seconds. Mr. Mazzini, like he stated, reminded Pierre to not violate his duty as an officer and scrap the vehicle, but Pierre responded saying he doesn't know what he's talking about and that he's impounding the vehicle. So, and that's all. That's all the examining we want to do for Exhibit A.
Okay.
I already said it.
Prosecution, would you like to re-examine Exhibit A?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So
proceed.
At 36 seconds, they made the claim that evidence was not entered that identifies Jamie Freeman at all.
Correction.
However,
they said that there's no way to say that's Jamie's car.
correct, and then they went on to state that because the faction roster was not submitted, that there is no evidence to suggest that that is Jamie Freeman.
Okay.
So at 2 seconds, or thereabout, actually, let me get the exact timestamp. It is 7 seconds. I approach the vehicle, and Jamie Freeman is standing next to the vehicle, and I can clearly identify Jamie Freeman. He is not wearing a mask. His I know the man, and his face is fully exposed, and I can fully identify him. So he is there. That we want the prosecution wants to make that clear. And then, secondly, the defense is arguing that Pierre claims that he was impounding it at the 115 mark, I believe, when I advised him not to scrap that. However, if the defense is claiming that, I wonder how it's ended up getting scrapped. If Pierre did impound it, I wonder how it's scrapped. Ended up being scrapped, rather. And then also how Pierre seemingly lost track of it. But that is all for evidence A.
Okay. Defense, would you like to re-cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor.
I never got into the Lamborghini.
Go ahead.
Or I got the Lamborghini into my car, but I never went over to the scrapyard. I didn't impound the vehicle. Just went to my vehicle, used the Lambo to get.
Is he on Whisper?
Yeah, I don't know if he's just talking to Marvin or
Yeah,
we
listening
did
to
not
Marvin.
hear.
Yeah, you guys
Marvin
are on
and Whisper.
Whisper. You.
Hello?
There we go.
Can you hear me now? Am I yelling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yep, so for the 30-second mark, once again, we don't see anyone hop into the Mustang, nor do we see the vehicle move, so therefore we're not able to make the statement that the vehicle was occupied, the Mustang at least. Also, Pierre stated that he was...
Objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
There's never mentioned it was a Mustang. I'm confused how they know it's a Mustang.
You did Okay, can I respond, Your Honor?
No, I never mentioned Mustang.
Overruled. That's not knowing if it's a Mustang or not isn't an objection.
Yeah, they're stating he went to a Mustang. So,
I'll
Are
rephrase it for
are
the
you saying
pieces.
assuming facts, not in evidence?
yes, I apologize. I might have used the wrong objection, but
All right.
All right,
Let
well,
me
if he's
look at the video.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell what car it is from the looking at the video. I'll just sustain it.
So at 36 seconds, we see the Lambo, as Mr. Mazzini stated, approach a vehicle that we're not able to identify on a hill outside crime base. We're not able to determine if an individual hopped into said vehicle. Just want to note that. So I don't know if you have to watch it for the fourth, fifth time, but that's what my point I'm trying to get across. And then at yeah, and then the same statement at 1:15 where he says he's going to impound the vehicle. We're not saying that he for certain impounded the vehicle, or at least he was going to attempt to. So, but he wasn't, which we'll get to, because he was simply using the vehicle to get to his own vehicle, and that he wasn't using that vehicle to scrap it whatsoever. He was getting to his own official FISD vehicle.
so are you agreeing that the defendant left the scene in the Lamborghini then?
I don't believe I'm a witness at the stand, so I'm not going to answer your question.
I'm just wondering if you're accepting that as a fact then.
Well, unfortunately, he does not have to answer you since he's not a witness.
No, I get that. I just mean like for the, maybe I'm not wording this properly. Is that being accepted as a fact into the court case that he left as in the Lamborghini? Are we accepting that? Is that?
I'm considering it. I'm gonna look at all of the facts of the case based off of what your arguments have been. And
Understood.
okay, defense, do you have any other cross-examination
That's
points?
it, Your Honor.
Prosecution, would you like to re-examine the evidence?
No, Your Honor, we're good. Moving on to evidence B.
Okay. And it should be the link, right?
Yeah, it's in the Google Drive folder. Yep. It should be the one called Pierre Face PNG.
PNG.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So for evidence B, this is a clip taken out of the GoPro. You can clearly see the Pierre Da Vinci's face outside of the golden Lamborghini at the scrap dealer. This is taken from the GoPro, so this is at the exact time that the vehicle gets scrapped. You can match this up with evidence A with the timestamps that's listed. And you can clearly see Pierre DeVinck's face. There's no mask covering his face, and therefore we can clearly identify him as well.
Okay. Defense, would you like to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just contest the notion that or quote unquote Mr. DeVincky or alleged Mr. DeVinky's face is clear. It's a downward angle. We're able to see half his face, somewhat his front of his face. So I would not conclude that this is a clear picture of the suspect. Additionally, he mentioned that he didn't have a mask on, although actually no, that's all in there. That the picture isn't clear and his face isn't necessarily clear either, as it's a downward angle.
Don't forget the part where everybody looks like...
Prosecution re-examination.
I think
Yeah,
for this
you mentioned all that in closing.
we're just gonna state that while this exact time stamp might not be 100% clear, if you go back through evidence A and want to look through each frame by frame, it is all there in evidence A. You can see multiple angles of the defendant's face. So I think we can add that up with looking. Evidence B is just to give for the court to see a more a snapshot taken through. But if the court pleases, we can go through evidence A frame by frame and identify each identifying feature of Pierre DeVinck's face, if that's what we really want to do.
Unfortunately, you already called that exhibit, and you're not gonna call it back. So what's discussed has been discussed. Recalling what evidence isn't gonna happen. You can reference it, but
Well,
no.
That's what I'm saying is it's entered through, right, and I can see it. You can see each frame, right? So it's, or are you saying
Yeah.
that we had to discuss each frame?
I mean, you should ideally point out all the things that you particularly want from a piece of evidence if you're gonna present it to the court for your arguments. But
Understood.
Defense, would you like to recross-examine?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We'll go on to Exhibit C, which is the affidavit from Jamie Freeman.
All right. So the affidavit from Jamie Freeman was taken by myself with a witness of Detective Sergeant Marshall Johns as well, as a witness to the affidavit to confirm that it was Jamie Freeman signing this affidavit. This is an official document, and Mr. Freeman was read his rights before the discussion of this affidavit began. The statement goes through, and I think this was something that the defense mentioned in their opening arguments, that they did not see Pierre leave in the, or that Jamie claims that the Lamborghini was left on scene. However, as we have already seen in the evidence A, the Lamborghini was clearly not left on scene. And specifically what Mr. Freeman says in Exhibit C here is that he's unable to recall what exactly occurred after returning to the Mustang. So he is claiming that he has no idea what happened, not that it stayed on the scene. And as we can clearly have seen in evidence A, it did in fact leave the scene. The beginning statement here goes through the location. The second paragraph is talking about Jamie Freeman talking about him discovering Pierre, who was unconscious on the scene of the incident due to a firefight that occurred. He then talks about taking Pierre and CPRing him and getting him back to being revived, being awake. And this is when he states that Pierre began joking around, supposedly, about an unlocked Lamborghini that was on scene. Mr. Freeman specifically states that he joked about scrapping this vehicle, and goes on to later say that Pierre entered the driver's seat, and he entered the passenger seat, which we can clearly see in evidence A. Mr. Freeman entering the passenger seat. This puts Mr. DaVinci in the driver's seat of the vehicle at the time, as well with my, which is a proper identification by two different individuals, or two different forms of ID, or apologies, two different witnesses, I suppose. And then he states that they drove back up to the hill, and that after that he's unable to recall exactly what happened with the Lamborghini in question. And that is all we have for evidence B. Or C, my apologies.
He said that
Defense, would you like to cross-examine?
that we never fucking left the scene, but in the affidavit too, clearly says we did. Also, it says that it's a Mustang that the vehicle was.
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
would you like to
Well,
cross-examine?
Yes, we would. We would just like to note towards the end, or like the later half of the portion of the affidavit, he does state that they went on the hill outside of the crime base. At this point, to the best of my recollection, we both exited the Lamborghini and went back to Pierce Mustang. So potentially that unidentified vehicle that we were discussing earlier in this hearing is a Mustang.
Which, regardless,
and-
it probably doesn't even matter.
Right. It doesn't. Yeah, that's my point. It doesn't necessarily matter. But the facts are lining up. And then as far as like wording, we like to stress that he says I'm unable to recall what exactly occurred after returning the Mustang. So this affidavit doesn't necessarily establish a timeline after that.
Also, the fact that Mike said that.
Okay. Do you have anything else you'd like to point out?
But the affidavit says otherwise.
And then the prosecution also stated that they never left the scene when the affidavit states otherwise. So.
Okay. Prosecution,
Yes, so
would you like to re-examine?
Yes. So the defense is claiming, is talking about the wording here, and specifically what Mr. Freeman says is at this point, to the best of my recollection, which means that he's not 100% sure. He's recalling this, and this was taken. Let me just double check on the date that the interview was done. The interview was done about 14 days, that is, after the actual incident. So that's 2 weeks after the incident. So Mr. Freeman may not have 100% clear recollection of what exactly may have happened. However, he does have a clear recollection that Mr. DaVinci was on scene and was driving the Lamborghini originally and was joking about... Okay. Was joking about scratching the vehicle. He also states, since that is to the best of his recollection, I don't believe we can use that as contradictory to Mr. DaVinci being on scene. He says, the best of my recollection, we both exited. And so we don't see that as a fact that Pierre did, in fact, exit the vehicle. We don't accept that as a fact. And as well, he says that he's unable to recall exactly what happened after returning to the Mustang. So he's not exactly sure what occurs after, which the point of this evidence C here is just to establish that Pierre DaVinci was on the scene of the incident, or of the crime-based incident. He was seen driving the vehicle, and that it was in fact him, and he was making jokes about scrapping the vehicle, or supposed jokes, alleged jokes about scrapping the vehicle. That is the point of the affidavit.
Okay. And defense, would you like to re-examine? Re-cross-examine?
No, Your Honor.
You're not speaking. You need a...
I believe he
I
said
said hello. No, Your Honor.
No, I
he's
can
on
hear
whisper.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
you. All right, you're... Okay.
Yes, no, Your Honor. We are not cross-examining once more.
Okay. Prosecution, would you like to call up any other evidence?
Yes, evidence D.
Is that car 1?
Correct, car 1 PNG.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so for evidence D, again, this all is taken from body cam. So the timestamp from the body cam is all listed on this. This can all be linked to the same time frame. We're trying to establish a set of events here. This is occurring after the scrapping of the vehicle. The vehicle has been scrapped at this point, and I have since left the scene, and so has the defendant. Clearly seen in the center of the screen, there's a red box circling a FISD car that is marked. This car is marked in the CAD as A. It is the only car marked as A, as could be clearly seen. There is no other car marked as A in that vicinity. The only other vehicle seen in the vicinity is a Union Victor 45 / Paul Victor 57. And this is going to coincide with evidence E. So I'm wondering if our prosecution wonders if we can bring them up together since they connect to each other directly.
No.
Okay.
Defense, cross-examine.
Yes, Your Honor. We just want to emphasize the timeline or the timestamp of Mr. Mazzini's body cam. It's a 16:26:05 Eastern Standard Time. That's just relevant for what we're going to talk about later on. Furthermore, the other vehicle that's nearby, Union Victor 45, Paul Victor 57, I believe that's relevant as well. The vehicle is adjacent to the A vehicle and also in the relatively the same area, potentially casting doubt upon the events that occurred, or at least who was at hand.
Okay. Prosecution, re-examine. If you would like.
Yes, Your Honor. You can clearly see the timeline here. We've established that this is leave after the vehicle has been scrapped. And you can see the A vehicle is leaving the scene, and the Union Victor 45 leaving the scrapyard, and Union Victor 45 is driving down that way from the north. So presumably they have not been to the scrapyard
Objection,
yet.
Your Honor. Speculation.
I'm gonna sustain for now.
Okay. Rather, we're just gonna make it clear that the Union Victor 45 vehicle is still headed down towards the scrapyard, and the A vehicle is headed away from the scrapyard, and this picture is taken after the vehicle has been scrapped.
Defense, would you like to recross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. We just want to note that he stated in his examination that the A vehicle is leaving scrapyard, although that's not something that I can personally distinguish. There's multiple landmarks around, such as Springfield itself, Sheeps, all that. I'm not necessarily suggesting that he visited those, but we're not able to definitively state that he was leaving scrapyard when he is on the MSR. And then the same vehicle, and then the Union Victor 45, Paul Victor 57 was also on the MSR. And both vehicles could have easily taken either path that's offered at each of those junctions, just south of Sheeps. So,
Quick question. When you say he, what does that mean?
sorry,
Who refers to as he?
the vehicle. Sorry.
Okay. Just had to clarify. All right. Prosecution, would you like to re-examine?
Yeah, we'd just like to make it clear that the A vehicle is leaving the area of scrapyard. Maybe not. Maybe you can't directly state that it is leaving the scrapyard, but is leaving the area of the scrapyard. And the Union Victor 45 vehicle is driving down towards that area, and this is occurring after the vehicle has been scrapped already.
Okay. Defense, would you like to recross-examine?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you like to call any other evidence?
Yeah, evidence E, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. That's card2.png.
Okay. I got it open.
Okay, so in evidence E, you can see the vehicle in question is circled again with a red rectangle. This vehicle is marked as a Union Henry 44. This is Pierre Da Vinci's call sign.
Objection, Your Honor. Facts on evidence.
Sustain.
Okay. The vehicle is leaving to the west, continuing along, and the other vehicle that we can clearly see in the picture is marked as Union Victor 45 / Paul Victor 57, which relates back to evidence D. That's the same vehicle, and the timestamps clearly put this after evidence D, and so this can be taken as a picture taken later than evidence D, and you can clearly see in evidence E that the vehicle previously marked as A is now marked as Union Henry 44.
Defense.
Sure, Your Honor. Both vehicles, once again, are on the MSR, traveling in the same direction, and we can't be for certain who was driving each vehicle, and we weren't able to distinguish the call sign relevance either. So,
Prosecution.
I think the only statement we're going to make here is that the vehicle markers are a good way to identify which deputy is driving which vehicle, and the entirety of SD uses that. So,
Defense.
no, Your Honor, we're good.
Okay, so there is no more evidence nor witnesses to call for either the prosecution or defense. The court now moves to closing arguments. Starting with the prosecution, please proceed.
okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So throughout this court proceeding, we have discussed multiple evidences. We've had a testimony from a witness, a direct witness on the scene. The witness stated that his vehicle was indeed scrapped, and this is the vehicle in question in this case, and that he did have to retrieve it for a fine or for a fee of $80,000. This is important because this elevates the criminal mischief charge to be the second-degree felony, or this is what allows it to be the criminal mischief charge, is damages within $50,000. I believe it's damages above $50,000 puts it as a secondary felony criminal mischief. This is important. Furthermore, moving on throughout the evidences, we have seen that Pierre was on scene. This has been accepted by the defense as Pierre was on scene of the crime base shootout. And we can clearly see in the video Pierre and Jamie driving off. They have both been identified driving off up to the hill. And then we get the statement that, or with the affidavit, we can see in the evidence A that he is driving up to the hill, and then evidence C states that Jamie is identifying Pierre there as well. After that, we can see the golden Lamborghini leaving the scene in evidence A, and then we discuss how a radio call out was made to Pierre not to scrap the vehicle, in which he claims he's not doing that. After multiple times insisting in a interesting manner that he was not doing it. Continuing on, we proceed through evidence B, D, and E, where evidence B identifies Pierre. However, the defense doesn't necessarily accept that that is a proper identification. However, prosecution would like to state that it is a clear picture of his face. You can see the entire side of his face. Is a clear picture of the right side of his face. You can clearly identify the right side of his face. And if we want to argue about proper identification for that picture, we can look back through evidence A and see every single frame that has his face in it. And you can piece it together from there if that's really what they want to do. And then moving on from there, car 1 and car 2 show the vehicles or a vehicle in question that is marked as A, which is usually something people will do to quickly mark their car in an incident.
Objection,
or
Your Honor.
hide.
Facts on evidence.
Sustained.
We'll go with it.
Well, actually, they should be able to have speculative arguments in the closing statements. This is where you make arguments. You can have some freedom.
Yeah, that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so we see a car marked as A leaving the area of scrapyard, and another vehicle that is driving to the area of scrapyard. This other vehicle is not necessarily in question, as this vehicle, the other vehicle is not necessarily pertinent. However, the A vehicle is extremely pertinent to the case, and we see that A vehicle
Which one?
in a later timestamp swapped to be called Union Henry 44, which is indeed the call sign of Pierre Da Vinci. The defense makes a statement that we don't have the faction roster implemented. However, I do indeed know the call sign, and whether or not that's something we need to argue about is a different story, I suppose. But that is his call sign, and he is seen changing. His vehicle is seen leaving the area of the scrapyard while one of the vehicles is going to it, and I think we can. Any reasonable person, when looking at this evidence that has all been presented before the court and the witness testimony of Mr. Ojo, can clearly state, at least, that Mr. Ojo's car has been indeed scrapped from this incident. And then I think any reasonable individual may also look at all the evidence provided and will be able to successfully identify that that is indeed Pierre DeVinci that is scrapping the vehicle, and he is the individual that is leaving the scene scrapping the vehicle. Therefore, Mr. DeVinci scrapped the vehicle, committed not only a grand theft auto by taking the vehicle from the scene, which is a crime in itself. However, if the defense wants to make the argument that Pierre is allowed to have that, we are fine with dropping the charge. If that's the defense's argument that Pierre is allowed to drive the car, then we are
You're
fine
already
with dropping
past the
said
point
charge.
of dropping charges for the most part, but
Understood.
I mean, if you want to, you can still do it. That's up to you. But...
No one owes me money.
Yeah, if that's the direct argument they want to be making, that Pierre has the right to be driving that car, then we are fine with that charge being dropped. However, we think it's very clear that not only did Pierre scrap the car, which is a criminal mischief charge causing damages to the vehicle, which Mr. Ojo stated was $80,000, but he also committed corruption while on duty as FISD by committing a crime. Correction, of felony while on duty.
Yeah, because he hasn't been on the
Okay.
street to collect.
And we think any reasonable person can come to this conclusion.
Okay, prosecution is done. The end of your closing statement.
That's the end of my statement, Your Honor, yes.
Defense, if you would like to present your closing statement to the court.
Yes, Your Honor. Throughout this trial, you've heard the evidence presented by the prosecution against Senior Deputy Pierre DeVinci. While the allegations are serious, the evidence, as we have clearly demonstrated, is far from meeting the high standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember, Deputy DeVinci was indeed certain Pierre just stole one of their fucking Craig Lambo and he's about to scrap it in Exhibit A. While it may seem insignificant, that 1% leaves considerable room for doubt and uncertainty. The identification process did not conform to the standards required by the legal precedent Fisher's Island Crim 005. Without clear identification, without a consistent timeline, and without corroborative witness testimonies, how can we be certain beyond a reasonable doubt that Deputy DeVinci was the individual at the scrapyard? Additionally, the lack of evidence linking Deputy DeVinci's attire at the crime scene to that of the individual seen at the scrapyard further deepens this uncertainty. Without this crucial piece of evidence, the leap to conclude that Deputy DeVinci was involved in the scrapping of the Lamborghini is not just a stretch, it is a leap into the realm of doubt. The prosecution's case rests on shaky grounds filled with maybes and what-ifs, but not the certainty required for a conviction. In criminal law, probably guilty is not enough, likely guilty is not enough. The standard is and always has been beyond a reasonable doubt. Furthermore, Deputy DeVinci, or as they so put it, was the individual on scene. However, he never apprehended Mike Mazzini or any other official FISD officer, never apprehended Pierre DeVinci, or the alleged suspect, as they so put it, following the scrapping of the vehicle. We have a mere witness testimony of Mr. DeVinci being at the initial crime involving the gold Lambo, to which he marked for impound, and the distinction I want to make is impounding is a mark for a road worker to pursue and eventually impound the vehicle. He can't physically impound the vehicle himself, so he merely marked the vehicle for impound and went about his day. And as you review all the facts of this case, I would seriously urge you to consider the evidence, or rather the lack thereof, presented before you, and we thank you for your careful attention.
Okay, thank you, defense. Court's gonna go into recess while I review the evidence, the facts, the arguments, and most importantly, the verdict.
Oh.
Damn.
What was your
tough
boss?
case.
Yo, Marvin, I'm keeping your ass on my
This is
finger,
intense,
dog.
dude.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Marvin is insane. Holy shit. Everybody hired this guy.
What?
If you could
You
keep
get
it
shaky. I can't
to
see
a
shit.
low
I'm so drunk.
rumble,
Oh my god.
I would be
Kevin,
most.
I drank 2 water bottles. and
Most
treated myself like a double drunk.
Very low rumble.
Oh god, he's gonna pull a gun.
Thank you, my boy. Thank you for your service. Have a beer.
Civilians are had guns than you? Why's he got a gun?
Did you know that sober drivers kill more people than drunk drivers?
This is a fact. That's going on the drunk. That's going on the business.
Fucking cop.
Did you know gingers love Latinas?
I
Now
do.
shut up.
Oh, I love Latina women. I love Latina women. Yes.
Y'all are so goddamn loud. Hold on.
Shut
I'm
the
a
fuck
Latino
up.
ginger. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh yeah, you are ginger.
I'm a Latino ginger, bro. Let's go. What?
You're a
Dear
Latino
Lord.
ginger.
Dear
That doesn't make
Lord.
fucking sense.
I feel
Hey,
like
that-
you
hey,
know,
that-
horrible
that just rest.
Look at his hair.
Start a pistol.
He's beautiful.
officer.
I'm Latino. I'm
You're
literally
Asian?
Mexican, and look at my hair. What do you mean?
Oh,
It makes no sense.
oh, he's got the flare gun?
That's false.
Oh, the flare gun's up.
The flare gun is not out.
Smack
I
the
can't
hammer.
see
still
6
awake or
inches in
no?
front of me.
Yeah,
I'm here,
Jesus
dog.
Christ, like,
Are you? Oh hell yeah!
it's getting hard to breathe in here. 6
Oh, yeah,
feet.
you know what, I was looking for your flag.
6
here.
feet
I
social
realized it's
distancing,
different.
please.
Someone go get some
Yeah,
pepper
we're gonna check out the
spray.
trucks.
Just open
Yeah,
the
the breath's fucking hot, man.
My breath?
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been eating fucking cookies and pretzels for the last hour and a half.
Gonna put on some
Sam.
weight, brother.
Yeah, what's up?
You're gonna fight
So
me
just
off.
out of curiosity, if Pierre's not guilty, how does it work with regards to his suspension?
That's something that we're gonna have to work out.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Surely you get suspended, right?
It's
I mean, if he's
I'm
not.
not gonna talk about it here, but
Yeah,
it'll be worked out.
The thing is, it's not an in-department investigation. This is a criminal case that he's suspended for.
Yeah, then if
Yeah,
if he's
never-
found not guilty, then he's not guilty. You know what I mean?
He ain't ever gonna get a promotion.
In theory, if he's not guilty.
If I ever get found not guilty,
Oh no, like I
I'm
don't
not
think we
getting
can
a fucking
really
promotion.
talk about that here. Like I said, it'll be.
Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't wanting like specifics, and I was just
No, you're
curious.
good. You're
I
good.
just don't
yeah.
understand why there wasn't no body cam request.
Oh, you're
Ooh,
so.
for me?
There
was.
It was delayed.
Yeah.
Hey Sam,
So
There was somehow Pierre lost his
Chug,
body
chug.
cam
Do you know
in
if
this situation, which is a
do you know if the
shame,
academy will
so-
be getting told whether they got
Oh,
in
what a
today or
shame.
tomorrow?
What a shame.
Probably sometime
it's,
tomorrow.
complete
Because we're gonna go through everything. We're gonna do voting.
know
Probably
what's funny?
tonight or
It's also
early
crazy that
tomorrow.
you found a lawyer. So
What are
Okay,
we voting on?
So yeah,
crazy.
so most of you should get an answer
I
tomorrow.
wonder how you found that. And
Yeah.
I only
I don't
find
know.
the best.
Sam,
of
you're the one in
best.
charge of
Sometimes
SD,
I'll
which
search
means
for
you're the one in charge of firing Pierre, yet you're here dressed like him. Do you care to comment?
Yeah, he gave him 100K.
Yeah, he's not.
I'll have to
supporting
give
his
you money back,
department,
Pierre. He has a point.
Could someone let me out, please?
It's okay. Half of SD doesn't support the case to begin with, so it's alright. I
I
don't blame anyone.
Thank you.
Shit, I do.
A beard. Thank you.
I just trust the law, man. If he's not guilty, he's fine. If he's found guilty, he's a fucking dirty criminal.
I only dressed up as a meme.
Jeez.
That's all. There wasn't any meaning behind it.
You know,
Also, the fact
it's
that I paid him
funny. It's
100K.
funny that now. Wait, can I
Right,
talk about the
right.
case now? It's over,
Here,
right?
if you
Basically,
need
It's
to
they're
not
There
just,
over. It's not over.
Oh,
It's just been recess.
Hang on, here you go.
we're just waiting
Here's,
for.
here's a beer. Or a Jim Beam for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
judge,
so
right?
nice.
Jesus Christ.
How could I ever thank you?
Yeah,
I dropped
I'll
down
tell
my
you later.
pants, turn around, and
It's okay.
oh,
Don't worry about it.
okay.
Kevin,
Where did I get a whiskey from? What?
Oh my gosh.
Look, the backwards cap.
Anyone got any
Wait,
car
you want to
keys?
Drink a whiskey?
Somebody get this man his keys. Here, have a beer.
Get this man his keys.
Oh, throwing.
Yeah, it's way easier. I keep doing that. Thanks, man.
What happens when you drink the whiskey?
That'd be funny.
I think your eyeballs shake.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Oh yeah.
No, nothing's happening.
When are we getting new the?
Just wait a second, it'll happen.
When are we getting the new iPhones? I was about to say these are kind of old. It's like the iPhone 6 right here.
What
It's a fucking iPhone 10, bro.
It's an iPhone X. What the fuck?
I received a Big Mac note.
Yeah, what does that mean?
An iPhone 5C.
Fucking
Big
Apple hasn't
Mac.
delivered us any new phones. this year.
Big Mac with extra Big Mac. Eat the Big Mac with the extra. Who the fuck's that?
Hey, did you guys know the double Big Mac is coming to the States?
Oh really?
What the fuck don't
Of
need
course,
that.
you would know.
I've
I've literally just said that.
I'm probably gonna
Sam,
lose the court
about
case,
your
Marshall.
payments, I've been
Sorry.
trying
No,
to
I
get
believe
the
in you,
fuck
Mike. I
guy.
believe
Yeah,
in you.
Mike, the prosecution was gonna hate you on that one. I gotta give it to
Yeah,
you.
Mike,
Hey,
innocent until
Yeah,
proven guilty.
Okay, like,
no,
the
I-
defendant fucked you there, Bev.
Marvin is a
I
No,
brilliant
you got
lawyer.
this, Mike. You got
no,
this. You got
Marvin's
this.
fucking
don't-
crazy.
oh
I'm
my
not
God,
gonna
I
like
don't-
this. I'm not gonna
I don't ever
disagree
wanna
with
be
that.
up
Marvin's
against
really
them.
good at law. I'm not.
Nah, bro, you
And-
got this. You got
Not
this.
only that-
You got this.
Where's Stephen Akers, man?
Order,
We need him.
order.
Stephen Akers. Stephen Akers not part of this case?
Hey,
John,
hey,
get
you're
behind the
loud.
stand. Or get behind the...
Change that.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Just be better. Be quiet.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec.
You reached the better. What the fuck? Hello?
Dude, you sound like me right now.
The verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, court is now in session. The court has come to a verdict in the case
Oh my
of
God. Oh my god, everybody
the
get your
people
cameras
versus
ready.
Pierre DeVinci. On the one count of second-degree felony corruption, I find Pierre DeVinci not guilty.
Let's go.
Shut your traps. On the one count of Class A misdemeanor Grand Theft Auto, I find Pierre DeVinci not guilty.
Oh.
And on the one charge of second-degree felony criminal mischief, I find Pierre DeVinci not guilty.
Let's go.
The identification standard was not met. We never knew what Mr. DeVinci was wearing before him being at the alleged scrapyard. Badge number is never shown for his vehicle. You guys have a CAD. You can click on like people's cars numbers, and it'll show whose car's who, right? You're
And that is
making
only
a
his nature
officer
saying
write an
the fucked
affidavit
up. He's
2
saying they're
weeks after
retarded.
the incident. The affidavit's no good.
You
It's
do what?
2 weeks
That's the
after the incident.
limitation.
He's not sure, so there's
Yeah,
speculation
so-
on what happened after they got out of the car, or even going up to the hill. You don't know if Mr. Freeman drove off in it inside of Pierre's car, or if Pierre drove off in it, or if it was Mr. Freeman's car or Mr. Pierre's car. So taking that Pierre made the joke about scrapping the car in the affidavit is no good. It's 2 weeks after. You need to work you need to work fast after the crime happens. Get the affidavit. Mr. Ojo testified that Mr. DeVinci was allowed to drive the car and that he was freely allowed to use it when he pleases, to some effect, as he drove it off that lot, allegedly. So even if you could prove that he was in that car, he was allowed to use it regardless. And I have to say your testimony would have been a very important part to this case, since you were the eyewitness and you were the one going through it. So you may want to consider bringing someone on for your court cases if you progress forward, or writing an affidavit yourself about some of the facts. This case is now closed and court is adjourned.
Congratulations, Pierre.
Hell yeah.
Alright, Jordan. Let's
Pierre
go.
is free. I won the money. I'm broke, bro. Mexico.
Alright, Pierre. You need to give us the money for getting you out of the obviously corrupt case.
Mr. Mazzini.
Let's get the fuck out of here. There's too many people here. Jesus Christ.
I'm waiting for that big payment.
Hey, Samantha.
Hold on. Yeah, what's up?
Alright, Pierre, pleasure doing business with you.
Hold
Still
on.
have that right along?
Not right now, not right now. I got a bunch of shit I gotta deal with. I will probably later though, okay?
That doesn't sound too promising.
Please leave a review on my law firm.
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
Did you get signed off duty?
No, I signed myself off.
I forgot, and I came and they were talking about.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh fuck! What the fuck was that? Did you see that? Holy shit!
You guys just killed Kevin.
Oh my god, Kevin! Oh fuck!
One of you motherfuckers did that.
Go.
Oh god!
Who's shooting?
I'm not on. No, it's a flare gun. I'm not on duty. Oh my god! I can't believe they found him not guilty. That's rough.
As soon as I realized that Mike's evidence didn't include Pierre's clothing description, I knew.
Yeah. All right, let's go sign in. Are you gonna stay on with me for a little bit?
Yeah.
Alright.
I've been waiting to fucking do something.
I know, I'm like fucking...
It's like kind of falling asleep, not gonna lie.
On God.
I was the one who yawned.
Thank you for tuning in for the stream. God bless, boys. Love you all. Goodbye. Goodbye. Love you all.
Oh, they took... Damn, can you whitelist me? They took my whitelist.
They took your whitelist? Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah, because I forgot to clock off, and then I went to
What?
go
I don't work here either.
Yeah, they fucked us.
Nice.
Dickheads,
Okay.
bro.